Alright, so the last type of pancakes, I almost said cookies, pancakes that I'm going to make today are chocolate pancakes. This is a recipe that I got from just online. It's a Nestle recipe. Anyway, and it's called chocolate waffles if you decide you want to Google it. So this original recipe is 2 1/4 cups flour, 1/2 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1 cup semi-sweet chocolate chips, 3/4 cup butter, 1 1/2 cups milk, 3 eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla, and then you just top it with whatever you want. So this one, obviously, again, I've adapted just because I'm using just a buttermilk pancake batter, a double batch of it, and so the proportions are off. It already has oil in it, and so for me to make this today, I'm just using 1/2 cup of butter. Again, it's a double batch, so 1/2 cup of butter plus 2 cups of chocolate chips. And so the way it works is I put the butter and the chocolate chips into a microwave safe bowl, put it in the microwave for 1 minute, and then you take it out and you just stir it and see if the chocolate chips are melted. If they're not, just cook it for another 10 seconds at a time until they're melted. So I'm going to grab those. So you can see that the butter's melting and the chocolate chips are melting. So I'm just going to stir this up. And just see if it needs any more time in the microwave. It's going to need to cook some more. I can tell that these chocolate chips are not going to be soft enough. But you can see it's turning into a kind of chocolate syrup. So just keep in mind, it's important when you're making these to use semi-sweet chocolate chips instead of milk chocolate. The reason for that is when you use milk chocolate chips, the fat content is different, and so it won't mix properly with the butter. Let me put this back in the microwave. So because of that fat content issue, then when I go to mix it into the batter, if it's not semi-sweet, then it starts to lump and it won't make it a nice chocolate batter. It'll become just like a chocolate flake batter. That's fine, but if you want it to be like a nice chocolate pancake, then you need to go ahead and use the semi-sweet. So these are going to be about done. And it's still a little lumpy, but as I mix it, it will be fine. Now, when you make these with the original recipe, which I usually do, I usually don't adapt it like this. When I make it with the regular recipe, it has so much flour and everything in it that it's actually a very thick batter. They're very heavy pancakes. When I go to put them on the griddle, it just goes on the griddle in sort of a lump instead of a nice thin batter like a pancake normally is. And so you have to kind of pat it down with the spoon or whatever it is that you're stirring it onto the griddle with. And if you're using it for waffles, that won't matter because obviously the waffle iron will sort of mash it down anyway. So this is still a little bit lumpy. I don't know if you can see the little bits of chocolate chips still in there. I'm just going to leave it in because I think it's going to taste good to just have some chocolate lumps in it. Just some chocolate chips randomly in it. My kids are saying yum over on the side, so I guess that's a vote of confidence about the chocolate lumps. Alright, so now I'm going to need some vanilla. I'm going to do this really scientifically. Normally I would put, let's see, a tablespoon in. I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons. With my invisible measuring spoon. And Never fear, this is just leftover pancake batter on there from the last batch. And then I'm going to add a little extra sugar to it. So I'm going to grab a little sugar here. So this is just an extra 1/4 cup of sugar. Alright, that's about everything. So this is a lot runnier than usual. Usually if I was to just make these the regular recipe, which I'll have to demonstrate sometime, but if I was to make it with the regular recipe, if I did this, this batter would not drip off. It would just be in a lump inside of here, just like Play-Doh almost. So, and that's okay, that's how you want it normally, but this will still be really good for my purposes today. So that's chocolate pancakes. So the chocolate pancakes, the French toast pancakes, and the gingerbread pancakes, just gonna cook them all up on a griddle. It's gonna take me about 1,000,000 years to cook this many pancakes, but that's okay. And then I can use some of it for waffles if I choose. So another thing to think about, if you check Amazon.com, if you're cooking for a lot of people, it's hard to find a waffle iron or, excuse me, a griddle that will cook enough items fast enough. There's a Black & Decker waffle iron on Amazon.com that cooks 4 square waffles at a time, which is bigger than anything I've found at any store. And then also I've got a griddle that's huge, and I found that on Amazon as well, and they're all really reasonably priced, about the same price that you would find a waffle iron or a griddle at Target anyway. And usually you get free shipping on Amazon if you buy an item that's $25 or more, so something to think about putting on your Christmas list. So that's it for pancakes today. Thanks.